family relationships, provide resources that help individuals cope with stress, engage in better behavior, and build self-esteem. Doing Family with Bunmi is a talk show that brings relevant topics together that help families foster better relationships as they journey through life. Do well to follow us across all our social media platforms. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we are also on App Store and Play Store. Download and subscribe. Thank you. Hello and welcome. It's fabulous to be with you again on another exciting episode of Doing Family with Bunmi, coming to you on African Entertainment Television. I am your host, Bunmi Oyebalijo is my name. How important is your home? This is a pointer to the topic we'll be looking at today, and I want you to join me on the ride. Stay with us, we'll return shortly. It's still Doing Family with Bunmi. Everybody wants to have a happy home, a home where there is peace, well-trained and cultured children, trust, discipline, and above all, where the love of God radiates between the husband and the wife. And that brings us to the topic for today, which is managing your home. To discuss this topic with me is the principal partner of Soledoge Interiors, where we turn empty spaces into beautiful homes. She's also a writer, she's a mother, and she's a facilitator at Daystar Christian Academy. Please join me as we make welcome Olushola Anibaba Adewolu. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Good morning, ma. Thank you, viewers at home.
It's nice to have you.
Thank you
Finally,
so much.
you're here with us.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure here.
Yeah, it is. It is. So, ma'am, can you tell us a little bit about Soledoge? It's quite an intriguing name.
Okay. After working for a while, after school, working for a while, then there's this passion into, apart from being a student of architecture, a student of quantity surveyor, I actually love a well-arranged home. So there's this passion about me going into something to beautify home, apart from the architecture knowledge. So I went to learn about soft furnishing. I never knew what is called soft furnishing. I know about interior. Then after going into that, I learned soft furnishing for a while.
And soft furnishing is about
creating or bringing out products made of fabric to decorate a home. And people don't actually know the difference between interior decoration and soft furnishing. A lot of people will tell you they are into interior, and they say all what they do is selling beddings. If you're selling beddings, you're doing curtains, draperies, and that into a home. You're actually doing soft furnishing. You're not doing interior. So there's a lot difference in the two.
So is interior in any way associated with architecture?
Yes, interior design is the verse. And inside of interior design, you have soft furnishing coming to play. You have interior decor coming to play. And you have interior styling coming to play. There's some people, it's just for them to bring flower vases, flowers to arrange. They're styling. They're not interior designer. And they're not interior decorator. Interior design has to do with something that has to do with demolishing, cracking down some wall, bringing some new walls into it. It has to be with structure. While when you do interior decor, it's just the simpler part. You cannot touch any wall. So you can only decorate it. And that's it. But a lot of people, you know, these days everybody do the same thing. Even when you say furniture maker, they'll tell you they are into interior, and they are not. They are an aspect of it. When you bring them together, then the interior designer will give them a bit of what everybody is going to do. And when you put it together, then they all decorate together. And that's actually what interior design all about. So my aspect is actually the soft furniture. I have passion for it. So going onto a sewing machine to sew for hours is not an issue for me. So I love decorating with fabrics. Though I still do, because later on, after doing soft furniture for a while, and I understand a lot about it, then I went to do a diploma course, online diploma course, 2 years with KLC Interior Design School in UK. So which I actually did at the end of the day. But it was actually the passion of soft furnishing that made me go into it. It was when I was looking for the nitty-gritty of the work that I now know that is actually an aspect But even with that, I still prefer myself to stay with my soft furnishing more than going into the interior design.
Decor itself. Wow, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Many of us just assume that when you say interior decor, it involves everything.
No, not at all.
Within the home. All right. Also from your profile, I read that you like helping families to unite and bring peace into the home. Can you tell us a little bit of that?
Okay.
Since our topic is based around that.
Okay. So what I've discovered is this. A lot is being left for the women in the house. And to be honest with you, I was telling, I think I have a chat with somebody over the weekend, and the woman was already nagging in the house because nobody is helping. It may not be they are coming to wash, but like I said to everybody, if you want a peaceful home, everybody will enjoy it. If somebody enter into my home now, they will not say it's Shola home. Oh, that's their Adewolu's home. So I expect everybody, if you're under my roof and you're Adewolu, to be part of it. And how do you become part of it? By training our children, training our spouses. Sometimes it's the husband that trains the wife what you want in the home. Sometimes it's the woman that trains the husband. And how do you train? By telling us the value. What is our value all about in the home? What do we want people to know us for? So you start from there. So when you understand the value you want to give, you want to sell out as a whole.
You want to be known for.
Then everybody has to work on that value together to give that.
Wow. Wow, that's very interesting. So now, managing the home. We were discussing earlier and you said that you cannot manage the home without managing yourself first. So as a woman, how do I manage myself first?
Don't forget, you can't pour from an empty cup, can you?
No.
If you don't have it, you can't give it.
That's right.
You understand? So, if you're not mentally stable, how do you train your children to be stable? Academically? How do you train your children to be stable spiritually? If you're not a praying mother, if you're not a praying wife, how do you sell it to your spouse?
Children.
How do you sell it to your children? And you know the funniest part is people over time that I've learned, people learn from what they see more.
Of course.
Not what they
Of course.
Okay, there was a time I actually want one of my children to change about reading. Then I begin to read more in the house. He sees me with book. So it was not an issue for me. The moment I carried I don't need to tell him to carry his book. He knows what to do. Then there was a time we were trying to learn the psalm at home. Because I was eager to learn. They were eager to learn. So we could do a lot of psalm off head. So what I've seen over time is when you do it, it becomes easy. And you must manage yourself. Even when you want to complain about your spouse, first look into yourself. What is that thing you're not doing right? And that's what the Bible says. Before you remove other people's flag, what do? You remove yours. So over time, you must be able to manage yourself emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, professionally. You need to manage yourself. Yes, so that you can balance it. Everybody say work-life balance. What is it all about? It's about you managing yourself. Let them know, when you are back from office, maybe it's once a while, you take up the office work home. If not, the office work remains
at the office,
then the home front work remains the home front. Because managing the food, when you manage the food, you are managing the health. What are the combination of the things you eat? You understand? So you put all these things together. So you need to manage yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. You need to manage yourself. This time around, everybody is talking about depression.
Mental health.
Mental health is an issue now.
It is.
And a lot of us are going through it. Sometimes it's not even home. Even from office. Maybe you have an issue in the office, then you bring it home. But if you can manage it well, it will not be written all over you. You will not nag at home. So you are not going to transfer the aggression into the home. And everybody at home will now eat what they did not plan for. Because when you nag from home, from office, and you bring it home, what happens? Then your children will take part. It affects everybody. Mommy, what are we going to eat? Then if anything you say, you eat. And that's not you. So you must be able to manage all these aspects. Basically, what we realize with a lot of us struggle at the office, and we still bring it back home, and we transfer it to the family member, and which is not supposed to be. When there is issue at home, when there is issue in the office, as much as there is issue, we should resolve it within the office so that we don't bring the aggression back home to transfer. And sometimes, because you are angry, then the children will come and say, what are we going to eat? Whatever you see, you eat. And that's not who you are. But because there is stress from the office, and you could not trash it out in the office, so you bring it back home. And so therefore,
sorry, man. And that is very typical with women. You know, they find it difficult, maybe because we are emotional beings. Mental health has to do a lot with how we feel.
Yes.
So when we are encountering a turmoil of emotions, it's easy to just
transfer it. It is easy. And because of, like you said, who we had, the way we are wired.
Yes.
So you can't take it out. But over time, where people are now making deliberate action to step it down and say, no, we must be intentional.
Yes.
And including our own, we must be intentional. Like I said earlier, the value we want people to know us for must be intentional. We need to work it out.
Yes.
Oh, a lot of us, we still struggle with the way we are raised. We have a lot of issue with the way we are raised. We have complaint, our upbringing.
Our background.
Then we must be intentional with our own. If not, because we have seen it happening,
trend will continue.
we continue.
Yes.
And before we know it, it becomes an issue. A lot of topics around mental health now, they will say, oh, don't look at the woman. Go and check the background up. That this thing is not done in a day.
Yeah.
Even the abusive relationship, a lot of us pass through it as children. We see our parents going through. We think it's normal.
Yes.
And when we are into it, we don't have the opportunity to speak up. Like, if my mother can endure it, if my father can endure it, I can. Which is not normal. And that's why we must come out to speak about these things these days. And that's just it.
Speaking about it really helps also.
A lot.
It brings a lot of balance
Healing.
and
Yes.
healing. That's the word.